And Caden Reid.
Here with KRM Sports Broadcasting.
And today we got the Rampart Rams versus Doherty Spartans here at Academy District 20.
Looks like Doherty will be receiving the ball for the first half, meaning Rampart will get it in the second half.
And today is a gorgeous day for football. It's a nice, partly cloudy day with the weather being approximately 85 degrees Fahrenheit. And with Rampart kicking off, Doherty will be looking for a chance to score on this drive. If not, Rampart will be looking for a chance to score on this drive.
As Rampart's coming in here with a very strong week, beating Coronado 49-6, as Doherty is trying to correct what happened last week versus Castle Ridge. 38-3 was the score, or Castleview, my apologies, was the score. Both teams looking to make playoffs again this year and have a more successful run than last year.
With Rampart and Doherty both making it to and the kickoff, and it is a touchback, so the ball will be placed on the 25-yard line.
Yeah, what are your expectations for Rampart this season, Caden?
I got a good feeling about Rampart this year. Rampart has a full brand new defense and offense this season, so no teams basically know it yet. So I feel like we have a pretty strong and competitive offense and defense. What do you think about Doherty?
Doherty this year, why not off to a hot start? Doherty's always competitive in the football realm, as they have succeeded with a winning record last year, just coming short of beating Thunder Ridge in the first round last year.
And with Doherty looking back with the shotgun snap.
As if it's number 8, Solomon, my apologies. Solomon Latimer.
With a pass to Doherty, number 20. That is Demarian Simpson, my apologies, with being brought down at the 39-yard line.
As he was wrapped up by Max Wright right there.
With that amazing pass, Doherty will be moving the chains and getting a first down.
A good start for Doherty this game, as starting off with another 5-out formation here. Looks like number 11, their quarterback, Leland Frescas. Sorry if I'm butchering that. But
with a handoff to number 20. 20 going up the field and knocked down at the 50-yard line. That is Jaden Campbell with the run.
A good start. Looks like Jaden Campbell's going to be a big part of the offense today, as going into this, Rampart knew that Solomon Latimer really was going to be a big threat versus them. So I think that Doherty right here is utilizing another good threat that they have in Campbell right here.
And a false start on Doherty, bringing the ball back 5, giving Rampart an advantage on this drive.
A good break there for Rampart, as they did not start off so hot on defense, but they look to make it up here as they now got it in better field position, being a 1st and 15 here.
With the ball on the 45-yard line, Doherty will be looking to get past, and that is another false start, I believe.
Trying to see who it's by this time, as it looks to be Doherty again, going back another 5 yards.
Doherty with another false start, bringing the ball back to 40, making it 1st and 20, giving Rampart a even bigger advantage to these penalties.
That is a tough break for Doherty right there, but Rampart looking to hopefully make use of that disadvantage that they just put on themselves. As a read option happens, and Doherty is wrapped up with a sack right there by most of Rampart's team being on top of them.
Bringing the ball to the 37-yard line, giving Rampart an even better field advantage on this drive.
Looked like that was number 2, Camden Bruns, with the sack there, who's going to get the sack credit.
And Camden Bruns has had a very good year so far, considering that this is their 2nd game. Camden Bruns with 3 total tackles and 1 tackle for loss, making that number 2 for loss. And
a lot of pressure again, and the pass is deflected off number 12's hands. Good coverage there by Rampart. That'll make it 3 and 20, or 24, my apologies.
Making it 3rd and 24. They are now subbing. Rampart is bringing out number 28, Anthony Stevens.
Why Camden has been a big defensive weapon this year. What might be even a bigger weapon is his run game, as him and Matthew Ramaka had a lethal run game in the first game versus Coronado, amounting for almost 300 yards of total scrimmage right there, with 4 touchdowns, I believe, just on the rushing side, as Matthew also had 1 receiving.
And a quick pass out to number 20 again, bringing down behind the line of scrimmage, being brought down at the 36-yard line, bringing it to 4th and approximately 4th and 24.
Looks about right there as Camden wraps him up again for his 2nd tackle of the game so far. Camden Bruns is going to be a big weapon this game for Rampart, as they hope to even include him more on the rushing game.
And with Zach Barnett back to receive the punt from Doherty, hopefully he can bring up and get a good field position for this Rampart offense.
Zach is a very quick person himself, as he takes the fair catch, it looks like.
And it is a very short punt. The ball on the 49, very good field position for Rampart, giving them only 51 yards only to make a touchdown.
And here comes the offense, highlighted by Hayden Benoit and Riggs Riker and Matthew Ramaka.
And we have a very strong offense this year. Rampart especially has a very strong offense this year, but considering that they are a mostly run offense, they might try and punch something through that defensive line. And a run straight up the gut, brought down at the 43-yard line.
As that is Matthew Ramaka with about a 9-yard gain right there. Good little run to start us off. As you were saying, Caden, we are mostly a run-heavy team here, but when we utilize the pass, we usually do it through our tight ends, as such we did with Riggs last week.
Yup. So we mainly bring Riggs in as our targeted, and Rampart with a run outside, bringing it up, brought down at the 30-yard line for a Rampart first down.
Another good run by Matthew there, as he already has near 20 yards of rush yards so far. My apologies. As Matthew was a weapon last year, going for 1,000 total scrimmage yards as a junior with 10 total touchdowns. That was a very impressive year, seeing if he can top it this year.
And with another run, Doherty is able to bring him down behind the line of scrimmage. Brought down. There is a flag on the play. Let's see what the flag is. But like I was saying, with the passing game with Rampart, they utilize their tight ends a lot more this year than they did last year with their tight ends, bringing that the tight ends are a very critical position, and it is a holding on Rampart, bringing that 5 yards back from the spot of the foul, bringing it all the way back to the way back, making this not very good field position for Rampart.
Looking at the 47 here.
All the way at the 47, making it a astonishing 1st and 27. Rampart hoping to make it past those chains.
Flag's already playing a big account today, as that pass is just slightly overthrown to what looked to be the intended target of Riggs Riker.
Actually, correction, that was Carter Leffler, number 3, who is a junior this year. Last year he had a very strong season with reception and rushing yards.
Now setting up again is Rampart, setting up in another, what looks to be one back offense, is now Camden's in the backfield with Hayden. As they run outside
Run
to
with
Camden.
Camden bringing it up to the 37-yard line. What an amazing run for him, bringing that to 4th down. My apologies about the first down. It is now 4th and it's about 4th and 18. Rampart looking to go for it on 4th down, on a long 4th down.
And Hayden with the long pass, tight coverage, and it's broken up by number 21 on Doherty.
And my apologies about that down. As actually, never mind. Looks like Doherty's offense is coming out looking to make another strong attempt at scoring, with Rampart hopefully stopping Doherty in their tracks.
I like the decision to go for it there by Coach Royer, as that was a very even ground that you could have gone either way. But really, this Rampart defense, as they showed out in the first drive of this game so far, I would trust them again to get a stop here on this Doherty offense.
And with Doherty with a 2x2 or a 4 open wide receiver setup with one back, and it is a flag on the play, false start on Doherty, bringing that back once again.
That is the third false start penalty for Doherty so far this game. That's playing a big role in a lot of their yard lossage so far.
With the ball now on the 33-yard line, giving Rampart a better advantage to try and stop the Doherty offense.
What do you think about this Rampart D-line, as they were very successful in pressuring Coronado last week?
I think the 3 starting offensive line have a very strong and dedicated mindset, with also help with those linebackers, with Damian Carrera being one of the strongest outside linebackers on the Rampart team.
And what about Justice Derrickson, as he got a couple pressures last week, as well as a half credit on a sack, I believe?
With Justice Derrickson, he is one of, if not the biggest player on Rampart, with a good amount of sacks from this year. And there is another flag on the play, looking to be possibly a false start.
As this time it goes to Rampart. Putting Doherty up about 5 yards.
Bringing the ball to the 49-yard line.
Flags have killed so far this game for both sides, as Rampart had that one 15-yard loss from the spot of a sack, which was, or a stuff, my apologies. And with all these false starts on Doherty, really neither team has really gotten to do any offensive plays, as they've been pushed back so far.
And that is a run to number 7, which is Brian Valdez, who is a senior for Doherty this year.
As that was the first rush, I believe, we've seen from Brian Valdez this game so far, as he's been splitting time with Campbell, as Campbell had those 2 big plays to start off the game, if we can recall.
They play action play to, what is that, number 8.
Which is Solomon Lattimore, who's been the star player for Doherty as last year and this year. He has been a big-name player, as he, I believe, committed to college in the first half of this school year to continue his career in college, as he is a senior this year.
As Doherty is in a trips formation, they are looking for their play from the coaches, as it is 1st and 10. Rampart looking to make a stop. A quick pass to number 12, and it is stopped.
As he is blown up by what looks to be number 22, who is Khalid El-Wazir.
Khalid El-Wazir is a sophomore this year. Last year he made a very good appearance on JV for Rampart, which now he is on varsity as a sophomore, which he has had a pretty good season, considering this is the 2nd game, with a play action with their quarterback running up for a rush. That is number 11, Lenlan Frescas. My bad if I butchered that. But Doherty looking at a 3rd and 1 situation,
as they're in the one-back formation here, getting their play from their coach right now, as they just audibled. As Jordan Letlier, as he was a good option last year at quarterback for the Doherty.
As it is a fumble on the play, and Rampart recovers it.
And it's Rampart's ball now as it was recovered by what looked to be the linebacker core, but there is a flag on the play.
Flag on the play. But that ball was, mind me if I'm mistaken, that ball was recovered by Damien, apologies, but that was brought up by Damien Carrera.
As we're just waiting for what they're going to call this flag on here, as we hope to see a positive call here, as Rampart's defense is now getting a water break. And it is Rampart's ball.
And it was a foul on Doherty, bringing the ball in pretty good field position for Rampart at the 41-yard line, giving them a pretty good field advantage to try and score on this drive.
Giving this offensive unit another chance was big for this defensive unit. That the defense just really made a good stop there as Doherty was rushing down the field. Being able to get that turnover was big in that scenario.
As it is snapped back to Camden Bruns for a nice run of about 4 yards, brought down at the 44-yard line.
As we expected to see with Rampart, a strong rushing game is what we expected here, with good runs from both Camden and Matthews so far in this game.
With Damien Carrera coming in for the offensive line, hopefully being able to stop the Doherty defense from getting through the offensive line.
As you can see, this Rampart crowd here really showed out tonight as they're being very loud.
As it is a run to Carter Leffler, being stopped behind the line of scrimmage, bringing it to about a 3rd and 10 situation.
We haven't seen many Carter Leffler sweeps so far this year, but we did see an abundance of them last year on varsity, as Carter is a very quick individual and has a great first step to the open gap, being as a receiver or as a running back in this sense.
As Rampart is in a open formation, hopefully, and hoping to make it a first down. And the pass is slightly overthrown by Hayden, number 8, on Rampart, bringing it to 4th and 10. Rampart possibly looking to punt on this drive.
As that attempt was to number 33, Nate Isaacson right there, as he is the all-purpose kicker for Rampart this year, as he has a very good leg on him. He went, I believe it was 6 for 7 for PATs in the Coronado game, only missing 1, and has a very good leg on the kickoffs, has gotten a good amount of within the 10s. So,
and back to receive for Doherty is number 8, who is Solomon Latimer, who we have seen a lot in this game, and he is down the sideline looking to make a good play as he is still up, barely being brought down by number 51, who is Lorenzo.
As that's what we expected to see from Solomon, a very explosive, quick first step for a 30-yard gain on the punt return right there, giving Doherty a great field possession, what looks to be at the 45 from my view, as now Doherty looks to score and continue where they left off last drive, as they are from about the same spot here.
With a 1st and 10, Doherty this year and last year, considering that they had Latimer Solomon, who is a big-time and very good receiver, they have had a very strong passing offense this year, and considering that last year they did, and that is a false start on number 52, Damien, on Rampart. But Latimer Solomon, Solomon Latimer, who has been a very big asset to Doherty's offensive team, who is hoping to bring their team to the playoffs this year, as it is a pass to number 12,
Logan Hutchinson,
as he is brought down at the 30-yard line, the 31-yard line.
Logan Hutchinson being a senior that this year, I believe that's the first time we've seen him get some action this game in the passing game. With another 4-out set with a 1 back here. Doherty wants a big gain here to be able to get into the red zone.
Doherty with the pass to Latimer.
As he's going, 10, 5, touchdown
Touchdown.
Doherty. As that is Solomon Latimer who goes in for the first score of the game on a little screen pass to the side for what looked to be a 7-yard gain. Or what looked to be a 7-yard pass turn into a 30-yard pass. And let's see that in slow-mo instant replay. Apologies that we did not get that on slow-mo instant replay for some reason.
As Doherty is looking to make it a 7-0 lead, the PAT is off, making the lead only 6-0. Doherty, as Rampart is looking to make a big play on this return.
PATs are a very big thing in football, as if you miss them, 6 is only as good as 2 field goals instead of a full touchdown here.
And considering that field goals missing or making can make a big difference no matter if it's a PAT or an extra point, making it a very big game changer for the whole game.
So now Rampart will be receiving the ball off of that touchdown by Doherty here. Rampart really has to come through on the offensive side here as we're nearing the end of the first quarter already. They need to involve more passing plays and be able to gain more amount of yardage with the run play here.
As way back to return for Rampart, we have number 3 Carter Leffler and number 7 Zach Barnett, hoping to make a big play and give Rampart a good field position to capitalize on and hopefully tying the game up, if not gaining the lead.
Such as we saw Solomon do there with a good 30-yard punt return and then a 30-yard pass reception for the touchdown there. So he gained a lot of yardage for his team there.
And got 6 points for them.
Yes.
With Doherty kicking it off, it is a fairly good kick as it is going to number 7 Zach Barnett, who is brought down at about the 24-yard line.
As Riggs Riker laid a good block there on number 45 to be able to let Zach get that extra yardage there.
As Rampart's offense looking to capitalize and gain the lead or tie the ball game.
What do you believe Rampart's offense needs to do here to be more successful tonight than it's been so far?
I believe that Rampart should do some more passing plays to their wide receivers, Carter Leffler and what looks to be James Royer, who is on the far side of the field. As it is a quick snap to number 32, who is brought down at the 20-yard line, which is making it a 2nd and 15 situation for Rampart, hopefully and hoping to make it to a first down and scoring.
As Doherty, as you saw, got hyped on that play, you do not want to let this Doherty team get momentum, as they will take advantage of that momentum that you are able to give them. Doherty being a very big morality school, as Matthew takes a good spin off of a block and turns it into what looks to be a 1-yard gain on the play.
As the ball is spotted at the 24-yard line, making it a 3rd and 11 situation.
Passing the ball here will really open up the box for this run play to be more successful, don't you think, Caden?
I think making a pass would be the most ideal situation, but you would just have to run the right play, because Doherty's defense has been all over the passing plays, as it is a pass to number 82 for Rampart, who is Riggs Riker, who is brought down at the 31-yard line, making it a 4th and 4 situation. Rampart possibly going for the 4th down conversion, or for the punt.
As it looks like Riggs got a little roughed up on that play, as he did take quite a hit that took off his helmet in the same play. As it looks like they are going to punt here, which is the move to do in your own 30.
With Rampart going to punt, back we have number 8, who is Solomon Latimer, and number 20, Jaden Campbell, with a timeout right before the 4th down play.
As it was Rampart's timeout used, now Caden, do you think Doherty will be able to continue this dominance on offense? If so, what do you think Rampart can do to stop it?
I think Doherty has a very good chance, especially considering the amount of momentum they have had so far with this game, with it being 6-0 in the first quarter against Rampart. With Rampart, I believe that they would just need to bring in more rushing defense and more zone defense to stop the run plays and the passing plays to number 8, who's Doherty's star wide receiver.
Yes, Solomon has been a very good asset so far this game for Doherty, as he has amounted for a good amount of scrimmage yards so far in this game, as it looks as he will be getting the punt here as he's calling for it and does not let it touch him, and it's rolling down.
As the
20.
ball is rolling back, giving Rampart stopping it at what looks to be the 6 or 7 yard line, inside the 10-yard line. The ball is spotted, with giving Doherty a not very great field position, but giving Rampart a very good field position to try and stop Doherty's offense.
A good punt there by Nate Isaacson, and a good recovery by Max turns into with only a minute and 27 left, what could match up to be a very good end to this quarter.
With the ball spotted at the 8-yard line for Doherty, giving them a very hard field position, considering that if they got sacked, they would be at risk of getting a safety on this play or this drive.
Being the Rampart coach here, you have to know that they're probably going to go with a run play to avoid getting sacked here for the safety. Wouldn't you think, Caden?
I would think that, but considering that they have their star wide receiver Solomon, that they're going to try and pass, and it is a bubble screen pass, with the intended receiver being Jaden Campbell, who was not able to catch that pass.
As bubble screens have been a very big thing for them so far this game, as they've been feeding them to Jaden Campbell, Solomon Lattimore, and that's been mostly who they've been feeding it to so far. But for big gains, they've used it to their advantage.
As Peter Richardson is subbed in for Lorenzo Guato, apologies if I butchered that, with Peter being a very strong competitor this season, with a timeout on Doherty taking their timeout, looking to try and figure out and give their players a chance to rest, and hopefully figuring out a play to give them a better field position to score.
As it looked like Doherty's intention there was to get an offsides call to be able to gain yardage on that play. As they saw, they almost got Camden Bruns up the middle with his little hesitation there, but luckily Camden saw what was happening and he made use of not jumping on and making them use one of their timeouts.
With Doherty coming back out onto the field, hopefully capitalizing and wanting to capitalize on this play. Doherty is wanting to hopefully capitalize on this play, making it a easier field position for them and not making it an 8 on the 8-yard line. Hopefully Doherty will get a first down on this play.
As Rampart's being very loud now, hyping up their team here.
As the Rampart crowd is hopefully trying to distract, as it is a pass play to number 8, who is Solomon Lattimore, who is brought down at the 48-yard line. An astounding play by number 8 right there.
A great throw from Leland right there. He dotted up Solomon on a crosser, and it turned into a good 35-yard gain for them to get them out of that safety category with about a minute left in the first quarter. That was a big gain.
As Rampart's defense is hoping to stop Doherty, as number 20 is going out for a bubble pass, as it is a reception to number 12, who is Logan Hutchinson, with the first down.
Those three, Logan Hutchinson, Solomon Latimer, and Jaden Campbell, have all been big pieces so far of this Doherty offense so far, as they all have amounted for most, if not all, of Doherty's scrimmage yards to this point, as well as, of course, including their quarterback, Leland Frescas.
As it is another pass with Damian Carrera stopping number 8.
Which will be Solomon Lattimore, as that looks to be about a 5-yard little bubble screen, as they have been executing all day in very good fashion, opening up a good amount of the run game, and the crossers, as we just saw, was put on Solomon for the 30-yard gain.
As it is what looks to be a flag on the play. False start on
what I believe will be Rampart here.
Yup, false start on Rampart, giving Doherty a 2nd and 1 situation. With apologies.
What do you think? Oh, and that's another false start on Rampart here, as it just keeps working with their what looks to be a multi-snap offense, as it looks to be their goal to catch Rampart off guard here and get them with these 5-yard false starts, which has gained them. It's a smart move because it's gained them 10 yards now, all the way to the 29-yard line.
As Doherty is looking to score on this drive, hopefully, and wanting to capitalize on their lead, but they only have 32 seconds before the first quarter is over.
Yeah, 32 seconds to get a score here as they look for the long pass to Solomon, and it is overthrown barely by
number 11, their quarterback, Leland Frescas. Apologies if I butchered that again. But he is looking to capitalize mainly to number 8, which is Solomon Latimer.
Solomon seems to be their best player so far this game, as he really has just put on a clinic here to start the game.
As it is a pass or a run play to Jaden Campbell with a flag on the play.
Jaden Campbell has also gotten a heavy workload of runs and bubble screens so far, as he is a very talented running back and looks to pursue his future in football.
As he is a senior at Doherty High School right now, he is looking to possibly extend his career into the college atmosphere this season, or this upcoming season.
As now Doherty getting their offense all set here, Rampart in a little bit of confusion on what's taking so long, as the refs...
As it is a holding call on Doherty, bringing it to 2nd and what looks to be second down.
22, I would say, wouldn't you?
I would say it is close to a 2nd and 24, 25 situation, which is giving Rampart a better field and advantage against this Doherty offense, who has been very strong today.
With a 5-out formation now.
With a pass
to Logan Hutchinson, which he
which almost capitalized on a one-handed catch while being double teamed.
As the receiver that was covering Solomon at the same time faded on to Logan as he saw the play developing, which was a very good play by the Rampart defender Hayden Benoit and James Royer.
With another 3-by-2 formation by Doherty, with no backers, with a pass with
they put the
under pressure, which is almost a sack by the Rampart defense, almost bringing down Doherty's quarterback, bringing it to 4th and 25.
As you see, number 73, Jason Cooper there. Apologies if I butchered it, but with a very good quarterback pressure there, as he made it so that play could not develop anymore for Doherty, and making it so that or my apologies, it was Peter Richardson, not Jason Cooper. My fault.
With Doherty looking to punt and Rampart looking to receive and hopefully getting a better field position on Doherty with a flag on the play.
As we are waiting for the call here, it looks to be a false start on Doherty here.
As it is a false start on Doherty, with bringing the field distance with Rampart even better for the punt.
To a 4 and 30 now.
With there being 7 seconds on the clock, Rampart might have this be their last play.
Rampart is looking for a big return here from Zach Barnett as he reads the ball, lets it bounce.
As that is a smart move by Zach Barnett, and possibly an altercation out on the field between number 12 and number 22.
Which will be Khalid El-Wazir, and I do not know who the Doherty player was, as there's multiple flags thrown out on the play.
As that number 12 player was Logan Hutchinson, which I believe was one of the receivers on that play.
As Logan Hutchinson has had a big role on the offense now, and Khalid has had a big role on the defense so far in this game. Looks like something there has just decided to spark up.
As it looks like Rampart will have the ball, but it will be brought back due to that altercation that happened on the field between those two players.
It will actually be off. It was actually on Doherty, so they will. Oh, the penalties are declined because both teams had altercations in the mix, making it so that no gainage. Both penalties are discharged, and there's no gainage on the play for either team.
Leaving the ball spotted on the 15-yard line.
As now we're looking at Rampart getting in what looks to be a 2-out set with one back, and that back looks to be, my apologies, I cannot see.
As it is a run up the middle, brought down at the 16-yard line. With that being the end of the first quarter, going into the second quarter, we got Rampart with the ball on the 16-yard line, and Doherty hoping to stop Rampart and their offense.
All right, and with that being the end of the first quarter, Doherty leads 6-0 on Rampart. I expected to see a lot more offense in this game, but that has just not been the case, as both defenses have stayed strong through the first quarter.
With Doherty having number 8 being Solomon Latimer and number 20 being Jaden Campbell, do you think Doherty will run much run plays this afternoon?
From what I've seen so far, they are using the pass game to open up their run game. So when they do a run, they will get a big gain out of it when they do. I do not see, especially with how successful passing the ball has been so far, with the connection between Leland, Frescos, and Solomon Latimer, I don't know if I see them running the ball much more.
I agree. I see Doherty's offense using Solomon Latimer as a distraction to the Rampart defense, bringing, or possibly Rampart double teaming on Solomon Latimer, bringing it to a double team on him, as Rampart doesn't want to risk another completed pass to Solomon.
Having multiple weapons like this, though, really is the advantage for Doherty here, as Solomon Latimer and Jalen Campbell have both been dominant, but they're both on different sides of the offensive spectrum. as rushing the ball for Jaden Campbell is his strong suit, as he gains quite a bit of yardage every time he goes out there. And with Solomon Latimer, he's just an explosive player that makes amazing plays whenever he gets to be out there.
With Solomon Latimer being the bigger talk tonight, do you think he has a good chance of adding to Doherty's lead?
I
and
do.
as a pass from Hayden down the field to Rampart, number 3, who is Carter Leffler, brought down at looks to be
that the pass was incomplete, it turns out.
As the pass was incomplete, which is a disappointment to Rampart, as that could have been a big game changer for this offense today.
What do you think the keys for this Rampart offense moving forward in this game will be?
I think that Rampart, with their offense, I feel like if they were to do possibly more run plays, as it is a run play to what looks to be number 2, which is Caden Bruns, bringing it to 4th down. But I believe that if Rampart were to run the ball more in this quarter or towards the beginning of this quarter and possibly passing it towards the end of the quarter, hopefully throwing off Doherty's defense, hopefully gaining more yards, and hopefully scoring.
As now Doherty has 2 people back here, and Solomon Lattimore and Jaden Campbell here to return the punt.
As it looks like Solomon Lattimore brought down at the 50-yard line by the Rampart defense, as that was an amazing punt by number 33, who is Nate Isaacson.
As there's been a lot of motion in this game so far for both teams, we've already seen a little bit of conflict, as this is a rivalry game. Doherty and Rampart is a very competitive game every year. It's one to mark on your schedules, folks.
As this is a very competitive game, because Doherty is a 5A school, which Rampart is only a 4A, which are 2 different divisions, which means if Rampart is able to capitalize and win this game, that will give them more points on the state leaderboard, bringing their position up if they win this game.
As in a motion here, Doherty runs it to number 7, who looks to be Brian Valdez. Only his 2nd rush of the day, I believe, but he has made good use with another 4-yard gain right there, as he has contributed positively for sure to Doherty's offense so far today. I believe that Doherty will keep on passing the ball here, as that run will open up now even more room on the outside for Solomon to really do his thing here, as he has a lot of open room on the outer skirt.
As it is a rush by Rampart's defense, bringing Doherty's running back down short of the 1st down.
As I believe that was Brian Valdez again with the run, as they are trying to give both of their running backs here a pretty heavy workload, while also introducing Solomon as their star receiver here.
As it is 3rd and 6 now, with this Doherty offense hoping to capitalize and make a 1st down on this drive, with a pass out to number 12,
Logan Hutchinson, as Rampart gets on top of him, bringing him down to what looks to be the 36, I would say, as that is going to be a 1st down for Doherty here.
As Doherty is moving these chains very efficiently these past 2 quarters, what do you believe this Doherty offense can do this drive?
I believe that best case scenario for them, they will execute here into what looks to be, it could be a touchdown from the pass to Lattimore again, or it could also be a run to Brian Valdez or Jaden Campbell here. As it's passed off to Brian Valdez again, he's going to the 20, he got on the outside, it's a 10-5 or 10-5 touchdown. Doherty.
Touchdown Doherty, bringing their lead to 12-0, hopefully capitalizing and making it 13-0. Let's see that slow-mo replay.
As you can just see, as you see Brian Valdez get out on the outskirt, he is gone to the rest of Rampart as his quick first step and speed out of that huddle really was what won that drive for him right there.
As it looks, Doherty is going for the 2-point conversion, hoping to make it 14-0 and not wanting to risk another missed field goal like they did have on their last drive with a flag on the play. With a false start on Doherty, bringing the the 2-point conversion back, making it a more difficult 2-point conversion on Doherty's side.
Do you think, since Brian Valdez had a strong role in that drive that led to a touchdown, do you believe that they'll keep on involving him this heavily, as they looked to favorite Jaden Campbell up to this point, but after that drive, I really cannot tell. This looks like an even 50-50 back split.
As it is a fumbled snap and it is overthrown, making the score 12-0 Doherty.
It was overthrown to number 17 and Nick Roten. My apologies if I butchered that. Good drive from Doherty, though, being able to score on what was pretty decent field position around the 50.
As Doherty going to kick it off to Rampart, Rampart is hoping to capitalize on this drive and score, making it a smaller lead by Doherty.
As you can see now, Rampart's student section really showed up today, as the seats are filled, folks, with band members and with the rowdies and students here. As you can see, this looks like almost a homecoming game for us this year. It's really full. All the stands are really filled on the Rampart side.
As this is one of, if not the biggest game besides homecoming for Rampart, considering this huge rivalry and how challenging and difficult this game is, with Doherty being presumably the better team in this situation, but only time can tell on who truly is the better team. As Doherty kicks it off, as the ball slowly goes out of bounds, bringing the ball up to the 40-yard line.
But a flag on the play, as we saw Zach Barnett did touch the ball before it was out, unfortunately, making this really tough field position for Rampart this drive.
Actually, my correction. The flag was because Zach Barnett was out of bounds when he caught the ball, making it a out-of-bounds kickoff, which brings the ball to the 35, giving Rampart a pretty good field position, which is also a very smart play by Zach Barnett on that.
Very smart play. That was my apologies for messing up the call there.
As Rampart is looking to capitalize on this drive, as Hayden runs around the outside, stiff arms number 15 on Doherty, which is Nate Buttercourt, as there is a flag on the play, as Riggs has his helmet off. I wonder if it got knocked off during that play by one of the Doherty defensive men.
As I did see there, Doherty was getting physical on after the play was called. As you can see, number 3, Carter Leffler, kind of clapping his hands there, instigating it.
As this might possibly be a call on Doherty, giving Rampart a better field position on this drive.
All right, that is going to bring them what looks to be, what should be a, I believe, 10-yard or 15-yard penalty call.
Which looks to be a 15-yard penalty call, bringing the chains up and moving the ball to the 42-yard line, giving Rampart a really good field position as they are in Doherty territory.
Rampart going on a good drive here already, just to start the second half. As you see, Hayden under center, runs it to the side to Matthew Ramaka, who's running around, lapping around the other way.
As Matthew Ramaka is brought down at 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage, bringing it to 2nd and 11 on that play. If you saw that, he got stuck up on the quarterback Hayden, which was not ideal because he could have possibly escalated and brought that to a very good position for Rampart.
As you see, Hayden just figured out the confusion between them now. As now Hayden lined up in shotgun formation, looking to pass here as he sees him.
As he has been throwing, as he had to throw the ball out, but down the field on that play, they had Carter Leffler wide open on that play with no defenders within 15 yards of him.
Way to get rid of the ball, though, there, as number 73, Jaysean Cooper, was all over him there, giving him a lot of trouble on the defensive side.
As Jaysean Cooper is a starter for Doherty, as he is a senior this year, with Doherty hoping to make a play like that again, as there is a flag on the play, as it is unnecessary roughness on Rampart, I believe is the call.
As I believe Coach Royer's out there trying to get the explanation from the refs.
As we do not currently know the reason for that foul, as head coach Rob Royer is looking for an explanation from the white-hatted official.
As there seems to be a little bit of confusion out there between the three parties.
As the head coach, Royer, possibly got his explanation. He might not agree with that call, but that's just how the game goes.
As now Hayden lining up in the shotgun formation for a 3 and 20 here with Matthew Ramaka on the side. Drops back, looking for the pass, finds a target of Riggs Riker.
Riggs Riker brought down at the 30, looks to be the 37-yard line, bringing it back into the 10-yard chain length, hoping to make a first down on this play, as it is 4th and what looks to be 5 on this drive.
It was a great catch from Riggs Riker right there. He really did just make an athletic move on the ball there to get it over the Doherty defender.
It was a very athletic move, considering that he had what looked to be a safety right in front of him, which was an amazing catch by him.
As now something looks to be called off here
as what looks to be a timeout from Rampart, giving that offense a break.
Riggs Riker is a very explosive on the receiving end, but he also is very talented on the blocking end. As being a tight end, we have to remember, not a lead receiver. But even being a tight end, he accounts for a lot of passing yards for the team, as Hayden really likes to target him, and there's a lot of trust in that relationship right there. You can tell.
As Riggs being a tight end, which, like I said, is one of, if not the most important wide receiver jobs on the football field, being that he has to be able to block those defensive linemen and outside linebackers, and has to still be able to run precise and execute those running routes.
As now it looks like Rampart will be going for it here on the 4th and 5, as Hayden is in the shotgun formation now. I believe that is Matthew Armaka right behind him, getting ready for, let's see what play can transpire here.
As Doherty is looking, as they are not looking to rush, as they are putting pressure on Hayden, as he makes a completion to Riggs, who is brought out at the 26-yard line, making it first down Rampart.
Two great catches for Riggs Riker there to get us started. Amazing throw on the run by Hayden Benoit. That was right to Riggs Riker on the money. And now Riggs Riker with a good little run to get him the first down there.
As Rampart looking pretty confident in this drive, Hayden drops back, passes it up the field to Riggs Riker, and he drops the pass. Very unfortunate for Rampart. That could have ended in a touchdown completion if he caught that ball.
While that was a tough catch to try and make there in the quick turn of the shoulder, I wouldn't have been surprised if Riggs made that catch. Riggs Riker really has a talent for catching the football here.
As making it hard between the 5 and the goal line, there is a beam of sun which he possibly could have got blinded or might have been blocked in the face by that sunlight. As it is a run brought down at what looks to be the 17-yard line by Matthew Ramaka.
As Matthew with another good run. This strong run game is definitely being put on show here. But with an accomplice of Riggs Riker with a strong passing game, this Rampart offense is looking deadly to start the second quarter.
As Hayden hands it off back to Matthew Ramaka, making it a first down on the 11-yard line.
As that was another first down, and now 1st and 10, what looks to me to be on about the 11. We got to expect for Rampart to be looking touchdown or nothing here. They're down 12-0 right now. They need to make up a lot of ground that they lost in that first quarter and the beginning of the second quarter. As a timeout looks to be called by Doherty here.
With that ball being spotted, what looks to be on the 11-yard line, which gives it a 1 yard behind the goal line first down, which Rampart will either have to get a touchdown or make it to the 1 yard line to make it a first down for another chance at a touchdown.
I believe this is Rampart's first time inside the red zone this afternoon, as that is a big jump coming from the first quarter where the offense did struggle a little, but now looking to find it in the second quarter looks to be very strong, as they are on what looks to be a 2 to 3 minute drive so far, looking to extend that and take as much time away from Doherty as they possibly can.
As Rampart is looking to take as much time as possible from Doherty because of how explosive and how successful Doherty's offense has been this drive and this quarter and this whole game.
Yes, Rampart not struggling to stop the Doherty offense, but finding some resistance from the strong running game and Solomon Latimer putting on a strong passing revival. As
Matthew is hard to be brought down, but there might be a horse collar called on that play as Matthew was brought backwards on that play.
As we will get the call from the official here shortly, that did look like, to me at least, a holding or horse collar right there on the line.
As the official and 2 refs are calling it, and it looks like the call will be on Doherty for false start. First down Rampart, which brings Rampart into still a first and what looks to be a 1st and 5 situation, now in the red zone, looking to capitalize with a scoring drive.
A very strong opportunity here for Rampart, being within the 6. This is where they excel in the running game. This is a very strong point to try and prove how dominant your running game really is at this time.
As it is a fumbled snap and looks to be recovered by Doherty's defense.
As the recovery comes from number 73, Jay Sean Cooper, as that is a tough break for the Rampart offense, who put on a great showing on that drive, but the Doherty defense does prevail, bringing that Doherty offense right back out here to try and spark up another touchdown or any form of points here.
With Rampart fumbling that ball may upset some of the Rampart fans and students, but Doherty now is in a not too good field position as they are on the 6-yard line. Hopefully, as they are in a bad situation, as if the quarterback is sacked, there might be a safety, as it looks to be possibly, there are no flags on the play, but the refs, as there was a flag on the play, which I do not know the call, but the ball is brought back to the 3-yard line. What do you think Doherty's going to do on this play?
Well, Caden, last time I said I believed that they would run the ball, but they just defied what I thought. But this time they will run the ball
As they run it, and they are stopped inside the end zone, making it a safety. Rampart with Camden Bruns hyped after that stop, as that defense stops Doherty in their own end zone, making the score 2-12.
That was a great stop right there from the Rampart defense. That is a way to come out after a rough break for your offense and show them that you have their back and support. That was a great attack by the defense right there.
With the defense rushing through that O-line, stopping the run play in its tracks and bringing it back behind the line and into the end zone, was a great play by the defensive coordinator.
As we see there, now the score is 2-12, and Rampart will receive the kick here from Doherty.
As Doherty is looking to stop Rampart again, hopefully Rampart is hoping to make a great play on this, as we might see another great play by Zach Barnett or Carter Leffler.
As Rampart did have a good drive last drive, it just didn't end in the result they wanted, as with multiple good catches from Riggs Riker and Matthew Ramaka making a couple good runs up the middle there, just unfortunately did not end in what they wanted it to end in. But with their defense putting up a strong 2 points here, hopefully they can come back with 7 right here and make the score 9-12.
As it is a short kick by Doherty, as it is popped up, Rampart dropping on the ball, with Rampart barely recovering that ball. That was a very dangerous play by Rampart, letting the ball bounce like that as it crossed the 10-yard line after Doherty kicked it, which makes it a live ball for both teams.
But that is a way to be expected for the unexpected there by Lucas Clinch, being able to get on top of that ball and making it so no one can recover that.
As the ball is spotted on the Rampart 49, Rampart looking to execute and make another scoring drive.
As right here they have Hayden in the shotgun formation with Camden Bruns that looks to be on his left. As now Hayden's getting back, ready to draw it back.
As it is a pump fake, as Hayden runs out at the what looks to be the Doherty 46-yard line.
It's a good little 3-yard run from Hayden Benoit right there. That is how this started last time, was a run from Hayden Benoit, which then that 15-yard unnecessary roughness call was made to give Rampart the even better field possession here.
As Rampart has a pretty good field possession and might possibly be able to score on this drive, with Hayden back in shotgun with a run to Camden Bruns, who is brought down at what looks to be the 45.
As with it being now what looks to be 3rd and 5 here, you have to expect that they're going to try, with only 5 minutes left in this half alone, you have to expect that they're going to try and go for the touchdown here.
As what looks to be Hayden and Camden Bruns in the backfield, as it is a open formation for Rampart, as Hayden drops back as he is being pressured and he has to throw the ball away in order to not get sacked on that play and make it a worse field position for Rampart.
Hayden Benoit has learned from last week, as last week he did get pressured quite a bit and he got pressured into a pick. But this week he has done a great job of escaping the pressure and being able to throw that ball away, or even when he found Riggs Riker on that slanting pass towards the sideline with that amazing throw.
As we have the Rampart crowd very energetic for Rampart, as it is a incomplete pass by Hayden, with the intended receiver possibly being Carter Leffler. with it being 4th and 4 now, 4th and 5, my apologies, with about 5 minutes and 12 seconds left on the play clock for this quarter.
Well, now we can see that the Rampart Rowdies are a big cultural thing at Rampart, as everyone has showed out for this game. I know we've talked about it a lot, Caden, but these seats really are filled tonight.
These seats are filled from top to bottom today, as it is a run by Doherty as he breaks away and gets brought down at the 46-yard line.
As that was what was attempted spin move by Brian Valdez, as he has gotten a bigger workload in the second quarter, as he was the one to score the touchdown, if you recall, at the beginning of this quarter, which we did get on slow-mo instant replay.
As there is a timeout called, looking to give both of these players a break from all of this playing that they have been doing.
As it can be really tiring out on this field. As you recall, when Caden bring up that it is a solid 83 degrees and sunny right now. As it might not look like it out there, but it is really hot with not a lot of wind either on this game. It really will overheat you out there in your pads.
As Rampart wearing their black jerseys, that might make it a bit hotter for them. But there is a slight breeze which might help. But with past experience, with a slight breeze and all of the adrenaline flowing, you don't exactly feel the heat as much as you would think. With Doherty looking in a shotgun formation with number 8 in motion, with a flag on the play as he is brought down he is hit after the completion, as number 8 runs behind the line and is brought down at the 41 with a flag on the play.
It is Solomon Latimer now for his first negative gain of the day. But that does not make up for that does not discount all the great he's done in this game for the Doherty offense so far.
As what might have looked to be a foul on Doherty, but they are bringing it back from the spot of the foul, not from where the play ended. As it being 2nd and what looks to be 13, Doherty is looking to make a first down play on this drive.
As we do see now that they did bring back Jaden Campbell in the backfield to accomplish.
And as the Doherty quarterback is sacked, and Rampart might have possibly came up with the fumble. I did not see who made that.
As they did, that is Damien.
That is Damian Carrera with the fumble recovery, as the Rampart crowd is very excited now with a very high energy in this stadium now.
As we did see him hit the Suey celebration right there. That is definitely hyping up this incredibly sized Rampart crowd even more.
As now that also gives Rampart a very good field position as they are spotted on the 33-yard line in Doherty territory.
That defense giving their offense a great spot of field again, now to hopefully make up for some point differential here. As we see Hayden and Matthew in the backfield here, as it's dropped back, Hayden snaps back, looking for the pass deep to Riggs Riker.
As he is looking for Riggs Riker, and Riker makes the completion at what looks to be the 14-yard line, getting this crowd and this stadium really excited on this drive.
It's a good 30-yard pass there from Hayden to Riggs. Once again, that has to be getting Riggs close to almost 100 yards so far today, as he's been the main target, if the only target, for this Rampart pass game so far. As now Hayden's in the backfield with Matthew again, as they look to pass, looking for Riggs again.
As he almost brought in the one-handed catch to almost make it a first down for Rampart.
As the pass was only a little off by Hayden Benoit on that, he did get close, however, to his target. And Riggs
I wouldn't have been surprised if he came down with that catch with his athletic build that he's showed us so far today.
As Riggs is a very talented and very diverse player considering that he plays tight end, which would have been an amazing catch for his position. With a run play off the side to the left by what looked to be number 32, which was Matthew Ramaka, with a now 3rd and 7 play, or apologies, a 3rd and 7 play now for Rampart.
As now we see in the backfield Matthew once again as they drop back. Caden looking for what looks to be
Carter Leffler, as Carter Leffler is brought down at what looks to be the 2-yard line, giving Rampart a very high chance at scoring on this drive.
As the first catch for Carter Leffler today, as he is the only receiver to catch something not named Riggs Riker today.
As as Rampart is looking to punch through that defensive line, as Rampart runs in for the touchdown.
As Matthew Ramaka there, let's see that in slow motion replay.
That was a great drive by Rampart there.
Now looking at it, a great catch for Carter Leffler on that play.
Now we see it in replay as we see the great redirection first step by Matthew right there.
As that was a astonishing play by Rampart. Rampart looking for a 2-point conversion to shorten that Doherty lead.
As Hayden drops back for the pass.
As the pass is
away to Lucas Clinch.
As the pass is incomplete, making the score 8-12 Doherty.
With only 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the half, you have to think here that Doherty's gonna,
Doherty's gonna be utilizing Solomon a little bit more this drive to try and utilize their pass game to drive down this field quick, as they really need it with only 2 minutes and 50 seconds. As you would think would be a lot of time for a drive, but really when you put it into the grand scheme, that Rampart drive, what we would consider quick, took about 2 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock itself.
As there is now Doherty out there with their receiving team going out to receive the kickoff by Rampart, as Rampart's kickoff team is now running out onto the field looking for a great kick and not giving Doherty much of an advantage.
As Nate Isaacson's going to be the one with the kickoff today, what do we think Doherty has to do on this drive to be successful and score before the half's over?
I believe that Doherty will have to make a couple more runs with Jaden Campbell and a couple more passes to Solomon Latimer, as it is a kickoff to Jaden Campbell as he is brought down out of bounds at the 12-yard line, which is very unfortunate for the Doherty offense.
A great kick by Nate Isaacson puts Doherty in a tough position here to score with only 2 minutes and 46 seconds left here. As this Rampart defense, though, has not let them almost gain anything in these last two drives, as they've been dominant with that fumble recovery and safety on the drive before.
Which that was a almost very dangerous kick by Rampart, as it was only about 1 or 2 yards away from the sideline, which number 20, who is Jaden Campbell, could have made a play how Zach Barnett made one on their kickoff return.
As you see Justice Derrickson hyping up the Rampart crowd as it's a throw.
As there is a pass, and it is incomplete as the Rampart defense hits the Doherty's wide receiver as he is going for the catch, causing it to be incomplete.
You see Khalid Al-Wazir right there getting the breakup for Rampart's defense there. As Khalid, even as a sophomore, has made a great addition to this defense here, being a lockdown corner so far this year for that Rampart defense.
As Khalid El-Wazir being only a sophomore, he is one of, if not the most physical sophomore on this Rampart team. As Doherty looks to drop back, as it is another incomplete pass, as it was behind the line, as Rampart thought, but it was an incomplete pass, as the refs call it.
As Aiden, that intended to target there, it intended to be, my apologies, Logan Hutchinson. As now this Rampart crowd's getting loud for a third and 10 here, as this Rampart defense has been nothing but lights out to start this.
As Rampart looking to make a incredible stop on this 3rd and 10 with Doherty with their bad field position, looking to make a stop, as it is a drop back pass, as he breaks away from all the defenders, as he is making it, and it is a pass out to
Solomon, who's going for the 40, the 50, the 40, the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Doherty, as that is a 80-yard passing touchdown, as a great escape there by Leland Frescas.
As that is his 2nd touchdown, I believe, of the night. Let's see that in slow-mo. As the quarterback scrambles around, avoiding all of Rampart's tackles, makes a great pass to Solomon, as he is able to break away from that last Rampart defender, bringing it all the way down the field for another Doherty touchdown.
That was an amazing play by their star-studded receiver, Solomon Latimer, as he really has, as I stated before already, he really has been the key point to this passing game here for Doherty.
As it looks, Doherty is going for another 2-point conversion, hoping to capitalize on their last 2-point conversion try, as they did not make it on their last try, as their quarterback makes an incomplete pass again, which I believe was intended for number 12, which was Logan Hutchinson, who was not able to bring down that pass.
As with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, the score is 18-8 Doherty. With what you have to think, Rampart will get this kick, and they will continue to dominate their passing game as they have so far today. That is a tough break for the Rampart defense, as they really have been playing great defense all the way up until that point, but an amazing scramble and throw by Leland really just opened up that pass for Solomon, to which he makes a great juke to take it to the house for
as Doherty's as Doherty's kickoff team running out onto the field, and Rampart's receiving team bringing out Carter Leffler and Lucas Klitsch, which is a new addition to their kickoff tonight, I believe, with Carter Leffler being the intended receiver for this kickoff.
As now we see Doherty dropping back for their kick right now.
My apologies, we have Zach Barnett, as it is a short kick to what looks to be number 5, Max Rain, who brings it down at the 43-yard line.
As that is good field possession with only 2 minutes left for the Rampart offense. We have to see if Hayden Benoit, Matthew, or Mika, if they can all make a play here to hopefully send Rampart into the half here with a touchdown.
As Rampart's offense is looking to make another scoring drive before halftime to close down that lead and hopefully bringing down and closing down that lead, that 10-point lead that Doherty's offense and defense has on them right now. As Doherty's defense is looking to make a stop on Rampart, as it is a trips formation for Rampart with Hayden in the backfield and number 32, Matthew Ramaka.
As a rough snap handed off to Hayden there, as he throws it downfield for Matthew, which is pass interference on Doherty's defense there. As that was really tough coverage, what turned out to be pass interference, but it looks like whoever was covering him is down. It looks to be number 5, Jalen Hale there, who looks to be down for a minute on the coverage, as they look to be subbing him out right now, as he did get hit pretty hard by the ground there.
as Rampart hoping to escalate on that pass on what looked to be a pass interference call on Doherty, with that bringing it to a first down and 10 on the Doherty 42-yard line, which gives Rampart a pretty good field position on this Doherty offense with only 2 minutes left.
Flags have prevailed so far this game, as that looks to almost be the 10th one of the game. That is what happened in the Coronado game as well for Rampart. Both teams are very physical, and that induces a lot of what seems to be flags here.
As Hayden rolls out for a pass, as Matthew Ramaka drops that pass, which is very unfortunate. Or I believe that is Matthew Ramaka. My apologies. As he was looking to bring down that pass and give Rampart a much better field position.
Now we see Rampart getting in a huddle, figuring out what to do here, as they have gone to the pass play quite a bit here, hoping to find out what'll work for them on this drive. With only a minute 51 in the half left, we gotta expect some big plays coming here from Rampart.
As Hayden drops back for a pass, with his intended receiver being what looks to be Carter Leffler, as he is hit as he catches, but with his amazing athletic ability, he is able to bring down that pass, as it is now a 3rd and 2 situation for Rampart, which we have seen many of these situations tonight, which Rampart has been able to escalate and was able to come up with most of these situations.
As you were saying, Carter Leffler with an athletic catch there, as he was also being hit from the back as well on that reception there.
As what looks to be the officials, the refs discussing something about that pass play.
As now all the refs retreating to their spots here, as they are all now looking for any more flags that can be called in the future. As now the play is live, and Hayden in the backfield with Matthew.
As Hayden drops back with a good offensive line covering him, as that is a pass to James Royer, who brings it in for a touchdown for Rampart. Let's see that slow-mo.
What a throw by Hayden Benoit right there, as he drops back in the pocket. A little bit of pressure, but still makes it work, as he throws an absolute dime down the field. Number 13, James Royer, who comes down with it and makes the stretch for the touchdown.
As that was a very athletic play by James Royer with that amazing catch, with Rampart looking to go for a 2-point conversion to hopefully make it a 16 to 18 point game.
As we've been blessed with a good game so far today. 14 to 18 is a great start, as the pass is deflected at the line to make it so that is not a good 2-point conversion. We have not seen one to go good yet today, though.
As it is a 14 to 18 lead, with Doherty leading with only a minute and 30 left in this quarter before halftime. Doherty looking to extend their lead, but Rampart also looking to extend their lead if possible.
So at halftime, what we have for you guys is we have a Rampart band performance, also with a Cameron provided halftime show for you guys. So it should be good. We have a program going at halftime, and to keep you guys interested in why the half's going.
As now the Rampart kickoff team is being talked to by their coach, as Doherty is running out with their return team, with the same people, Jaden Campbell and Solomon Latimer back in the backfield, looking to escalate and give their Doherty offense a amazing field position.
Caden, you have to think there that their coach was trying to hype them up there to get a big hit here, to be able to get them back the possession before the half and get a little score in, to be able to make it so they take the lead, wouldn't you think?
because if it looks like Rampart might be going for an onside kick, as it is a fake onside, as there is nobody besides number 20, who is Jaden Campbell, as he is taken out of bounds at the 26-yard line by the Rampart defense, as there is a flag on the play, as what looks to be Jaden Campbell saying some words to the Rampart sideline, as he is having to be brought back by his own teammates. And number 8, also Solomon Latimer, throwing some words out there to the Rampart sideline, as this might be a call on Doherty for that.
There's a lot of conflict there between the two sides. Gets broken up, luckily, by Rampart's side. It looks like Khalid Al-Wazir was involved in it and had to be pushed back by his coach, Coach Isles.
As both of these teams are very competitive and very physical teams, as they are both rival schools because they are in separate divisions. But Rampart bringing what looks to be their defense out.
Because of the similarity in area, you have to think here that there's a lot of these kids that know each other, and which causes a lot of conflict in between the two schools. Rampart versus Doherty is always a good matchup no matter what sport you go watch.
As they're both, no matter the sport, very competitive and also rivalry teams. As Doherty has their offense out, looking to make another drive, as the refs are talking to head coach of Rampart, Rob Royer, on the call, as there seems to be a lot of confusion out on that field about the flag call on that flag.
Doherty not in great position here, though, with 1:22 to go left in the half. So you have to think here, another pass here, preferably to Solomon Lattimore, I would think, as he has made 2 amazing catching and running plays, as he has gotten to show off that quick first step and ability to make a play.
As the refs are still talking about that foul on that last play on that kickoff, as there were a lot of words exchanged on that, as it looks to be Khalid El-Wazir being brought to the locker room after that play, which is very unfortunate for this defense, as he was one of the most physical and ambitious cornerbacks on that defense.
Yeah, we have to see here what they do. It looks like they bring in Hayden Benoit to fill in his spot at corner for the time being. My apologies, they actually bring in number 28, Anthony Stevens, to fill in his spot right here. As now that penalty did bring the ball all the way up to the 39, giving Doherty actually pretty decent field position with 1:22 left. They can really make something out of this with, especially with Brian Valdez in the backfield.
As there being what looks to be a false start on Doherty, which brings them back 5 yards onto the 34-yard line, giving Rampart an advantage to this Doherty offense.
As now, it might not be a big loss of yardage for Doherty. It was a amount of yardage that could result in a touchdown loss. So we'll have to see here, as with Brian Valdez still in the backfield, accompanied by Leland Frescas.
As he is pressured by the Rampart defense, as that is Damian Carrera bringing him down for the sack, as he is very hyped after that play, with the Rampart defense making an amazing stop on that play, bringing the ball back to the 31-yard line, making it a 2nd and what looks to be 2nd and 9 play.
As Damian Carrera having a big game today, as he was an accomplice in the sack in the end zone, as he also was for that sack right there, and he also recovered a forced fumble earlier in the game, if everyone remembers.
With Doherty running the clock down to into the 30 seconds, as it is a run up the middle by number 7 Brian Valdez, which got stuffed by the Rampart defense, making it 3rd and 19.
A great stop here for this Rampart defense. This Rampart defense really has turned it around
down from where they had it at. They did have it at an unfortunate circumstance to start the second quarter with a touchdown from Brian Valdez, but they really have worked on it here, making a couple good stops and just one unfortunate mishap with Solomon using his freakish athleticism to get a good advantage. As they will run it to halftime now.
As we bring out the Rampart Regiment and our K-Ram halftime for this halftime show.
As we will see you all after the half.
Rampart Regiment's program is titled The Ecstasy of Emerald and features selections from The Ecstasy of Gold, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and One Short Day. Let's cheer on the regiment drum majors Reid and Eden Warner and the 2023 Rampart Regiment. This year. The band would also like to thank the Rampart band boosters, the faculty, and the administration at Rampart High School for their continued support of the band program.
I think what makes Rampart special is just the community. Everyone seems to be sort of like a family.
I like the events that we have at Rampart. I think it just really brings a whole sense of spirit and community.
There are just a lot of opportunities for you to thrive at Rampart and to find, you know, your group.
You never feel excluded at Rampart. It always feels like there's something that you can do or a part of something.
We do offer a wide variety of ways to take some really cool, rigorous, challenging courses that are also really driven by student interest.
IB prioritizes educating students as whole people, highlighting them as reflective, critical thinkers, globally minded citizens. They have to do a number of things in service of their community and digging into how we know what we know.
One of my favorite Rampart memories was from Bald for Bucks last year. It was the first time I participated and my hair was all the way down to my waist, and I cut 16 inches off. It's grown since then, but that was probably one of the best days I'd had at Rampart.
I mean, Bald for Bucks is definitely the first thing that I would answer. It's definitely very unique to Rampart.
When you first enter as a freshman, you're really welcomed. Everyone is cheering and with their blue and gold, and I think it's just a really special environment that's created.
The first football game that I went to my freshman year, because I just had never been to something like that. It was really, really fun, and I remember everyone was decked out in their blue and gold, and everyone was cheering on the football team, and it was the first school event that I had been to, so it was really fun, and then I just got interested in it.
We have a ton of clubs, a ton of opportunities for everyone to be a part of, so everyone can sort of find their place, can make friends with everybody, and everyone's just really welcoming and supportive of who you are.
I think what makes Rampart community different is it's a community where everyone belongs, where you've got a spot or an activity or a club or a place for each student to find something that they're interested in. And we work really hard to provide a ton of offerings for kids both in and out of the classroom so that they have access to what they need to be successful in and out of school.
He's got a hole. He's gone. Touchdown, Rampart Rams. Behind the scenes of Rampart sporting events, Rampart's sports broadcasting class is hard at work.
So like when you watch sports on TV, you see a scoreboard, you see commentators, you see the shots being changed constantly, reporters in the field, and that takes a lot of work, and that's basically what we do here.
We have commentators, 2 different cameras, maybe sometimes 3 depending on where we are. And we have a switchboard operator that changes between all the cameras, who also makes sure it all sounds good, and then we also have slow-mo for football.
It's a lot of cables, a lot of monitors, a lot of preparing that has to go into it beforehand. It's not just as easy as turning on a camera and putting on a microphone and commentating. It's a lot of work.
Adon Andrade has been working behind the scenes as a sports broadcasting officer for years.
So Adon's been taking sports broadcasting for 3 years, but unlike most students who take it first semester, Adon likes to what I call double dip. He takes it first semester and then he takes it second semester. So he's by far and away our most experienced sports journalist.
Great guy. He always helps you with anything that you need and is just all around a great commentator.
Adon mostly commentates. He loves commentating and he is amazing at commentating.
A good commentator can really add to the sport, make it more exciting, and that is my passion, and I really enjoy doing that.
I first commentated with them this year, and I think it was a volleyball game, and made me want to go more into commentary and just has helped me with my commentary.
Despite the steep competition, last September, Rampart's sports broadcasting program received first place for sports broadcasting in Colorado.
When Adon's on the mic, he's pretty much a powerhouse of sports broadcasting. So in many ways, Adon was a huge part of why we won that award this year.
It was really special because the other years become really close. I had an honorable mention last year and second place freshman year. And I never gone to that first place, and I always thought to myself, one day hopefully I can get that first place, and finally getting it, it was really special for me.
Adon is clearly a special asset to the sports broadcasting team with a bright future in commentary.
He knows it all. He's a brilliant sports analyst, and he brings that to every broadcast he does, which is very cool.
It is something I want to do in the future. I actually want to study for it and hopefully, make it big one day and commentate, maybe hear me on TV one day.
To be honest with you, and he doesn't know this yet, every year at the state competition at the end of the year, they allow us to submit one student for broadcast personality, and hands down, I think Adon should be Rampart's submission because he's fantastic.
Congratulations, Adon, and thank you for your years of hard work. Can't wait to see what you have in store for the future. This has been Caitlin O'Keefe reporting for KRAM.
A good hold.
And he got it.
I think what makes Rampart special is just the community. Everyone seems to be sort of like a family.
I like the events that we have at Rampart. I think it just really brings a whole sense of spirit and community.
There are just a lot of opportunities for you to thrive at Rampart and to find, your group.
You never feel excluded at Rampart. It always feels like there's something that you can do or a part of something.
We do offer a wide variety of ways to take some really cool, rigorous, challenging courses that are also really driven by student interest.
IB prioritizes educating students as whole people, highlighting them as reflective, critical thinkers, globally minded citizens. They have to do a number of things in service of their community and digging into how we know what we know.
One of my favorite Rampart memories was from Bald for Bucks last year. It was the first time I participated, and my hair was all the way down to my waist, and I cut 16 inches off. It's grown since then, but that was probably one of the best days I had at Rampart.
Bald for Bucks is definitely the first thing that I would answer. It's definitely very unique to Rampart.
When you first enter as a freshman, you're really welcomed. Everyone is cheering and with their blue and gold, and I think it's just a really special environment that's created.
The first football game that I went to my freshman year, because I just had never been to something like that. It was really, really fun, and I remember everyone was decked out in their blue and gold, and everyone was cheering on the football team. And it was like the first like school event that I had been to, so it was really fun, and then I just got interested in it.
We have a ton of clubs, a ton of opportunities for everyone to be a part of, so everyone can sort of find their place, can make friends with everybody, and everyone's just really welcoming and supportive of who you are.
I think what makes Rampart community different is it's a community where everyone belongs, where you've got a spot or an activity or a club or a place for each student to find something that they're interested in. And we work really hard to provide a ton of offerings for kids both in and out of the classroom so that they have access to what they need to be successful in and out of school.
Hello, this is Liam Martin.
And Caden Reid.
Back here with you with KRAM Sports Broadcasting for the second half of the Rampart Rams versus Doherty Spartans football game.
As we are here back at Academy District 20 Stadium with the score being Doherty Spartans 18 and Rampart Rams 14. As Rampart is looking to come out of this losing score and coming out on top at the end of this game.
What were your thoughts on the first half, Caden?
After the first half, I believe both teams are a very strong offense and defense-wise, as Rampart has been a very good contestant for this Doherty offense, as Doherty has number 8 Solomon Latimer, their quarterback number 11 Leland Fredskins, and number 20 Jaden Campbell, who I believe are all seniors. Actually, my apologize. Their quarterback is a sophomore this year, which is a very impressive thing to be a starting quarterback on varsity as a sophomore.
Thank you, Caden. Yeah, that's a really good way of rounding it up. Doherty really has brought a lot of great play to this game so far. Rampart really has matched it, though, as we have not seen a game this competitive of Rampart and Doherty in quite a minute, as this Rampart defense really was putting up a struggle for this elite Doherty offense.
As Rampart is looking to receive this kickoff by Doherty, hoping to get a good reception and a good field position, as it is brought by what looks to be Zach Barnett, who is brought out at the 49-yard line, which was a very impressive and very electric start to this third quarter and second half of this game.
As a Rampart Ram right now, you've got to be excited for that. That's a way to come out of the half. Zach Barnett with the best return for Rampart of the season, with about a 40-yard return there, bringing it all the way up to the 49. That starts off an electric second half for Rampart. See if they can carry off that high energy.
And we will also see if Rampart is able to carry that energy on and get the lead from a touchdown after this drive, which will, as it is handed off to what looks to be Matthew Ramaka, who was brought down at the Doherty 46-yard line.
As we see now, Doherty's going to have to protect this Rampart offense. They're hot right now. They're actually coming out of this half, especially off that Zach Barnett return. They're thinking all they want to do is score. That's their only goal for the rest of this game, is just score, score, score. As this is already a pretty high-scoring game as it is, being 18-14 before the half. As a run with Camden Bruns takes him to the 30, and then the 20, and then the 10, which he is bringing down at about the 4-yard line. As a great run from Camden starts off an electric half for the Rampart offense.
As this has also been a very, very electric half, as there is a Doherty player down injured at the 46-yard line, which looks to be very hurt. I cannot see what number, but he is in a lot of pain as we speak.
It's a scary moment as a Doherty fan.
Which, as a Doherty fan, especially with how that injured player is reacting right now, he might not be in the best condition right now, as that could have possibly been a very hard hit by one of Rampart's offensive linemen or even one of the wide receivers.
As now everyone's taking a knee and sitting down in the stands, giving this man a moment of silence.
as everybody in the stadium, Rampart and Doherty, everybody is hoping that this Doherty player is A-okay, because that would suck to end your high school season like that.
Yes, it would, Caden. Hopefully now they can get a trainer out here to look at him, as the stadium has quieted quite a bit. What do you see Rampart's offense doing in the second half, Caden?
I see Rampart's defense possibly scoring after that very electric run by Camden Bruns, bringing him down at the 5-yard line, which is a very good field position for scoring, which this Doherty defense will have to be a very strong contestant as Rampart is in the red zone.
I believe that is our longest run of the night so far, folks, for Rampart at least, being a 25-yard run as it seems. Camden Bruns showing a lot of talent and pure athleticism and size at the running back position as a junior, as his fellow running back Matthew Ramaka did last year with his 1,000-yard season.
As this Doherty player is still down at the 46-yard line, which it looks to be the head coach Dwight Hale for the Doherty Spartans coming out to check on his player, as we have the Doherty trainer checking him out, as well as some more of Doherty's coaching staff, with Rampart's coaching staff and training assistants standing by for any help that this player might need.
This is a scary amount of downtime, folks. This is not what you like to see out of one of your starting defensive linemen.
Especially since this player could possibly be one of, as it is number 73, Jashawn Cooper, who looks to have what might possibly be a thigh, ankle, or calf injury, which is very devastating for this offensive line, as he's taking his time getting off the field, as Rampart and Doherty are going out for their offensive and defense, as Rampart is hoping to score on this next drive.
As Jason Cooper, he actually has made a big effect for this defense, as he has been a lot of their quarterback pressures on Hayden Benoit so far this game. So we will see how that injury turns out, and hopefully he prevails, as it is a run on the inside to Camden Bruns, and he looks to be fought down at what looks to be the 2 or 3 to me from this angle. It did look like there was a little bit of after the play tugging and pulling, though, from number 21 and quarterback Hayden Benoit.
As the ball looks to be spotted on the inside the 2-yard line, right before the 1-yard line. Rampart looking to elevate and score on this next play.
As you have to expect a run here with only 1 yard to gain for the touchdown, and he goes in.
Brought in, and it is a touchdown Rampart, making it a 20-18 lead. Let's see that in slow-mo.
All right, let's analyze this here. It looks like they just shove it up the middle trying to get their spot in, and it just works. With only 1 yard to gain, that is a very easy situation to run in there and get yourself up in this game.
Especially with one of those runs, you have to have be very confident in your offensive line to push back that defensive line to push in that ball, as Rampart is looking to go for the field goal, with number 33 being Nate Isaacson, and the PAT is good, making Rampart the leader of this game in the third quarter, 21-18, as Doherty is down by a field goal.
What a great start here from Rampart, now coming out of the half, where the first half they did take the losing score in the first half, but coming out strong like that with the Zach Barnett 40-yard return and then the 25-yard run from Camden Bruns, that just put all the momentum in Rampart's side, and hopefully we can see them keep prevailing here with that momentum.
And hopefully with all that momentum, Rampart can keep this scoring drive with them. And we will also be very excited to see what this Doherty offense and defense can do against this Rampart team, as Rampart is very electric right now with the stands and their team being very excited after that scoring drive.
Caden, does it excite you with the amount of physical dominance you're seeing here from the Rampart Rams right now?
I feel like the Rampart Rams right now are being a very physical team, considering what is on the line for this team if they win against Doherty, as it will give them more points in the state, considering that they be a 5A team if they win this game. So they have a bunch on the line. They also have an undefeated record on the line, and Doherty also has a tied record on the line if Doherty comes out with the win.
As this has been a very good game so far, thank you to everyone who has tuned in so far in this game.
As it looks that the Doherty offense is coming out for this next drive, what do you think the Rampart defense is going to do on this next drive?
Contain, 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 Caden. That is all they've tried to do all day, is contain the quarterback and the running back scenario, and then double team Solomon Latimer here. And as we saw in the last quarter there, it really did prevail for the better for them.
As it is a shotgun pass overthrown, the intended receiver was Jaden Campbell, who was not able to come down with that pass, which is very unfortunate, making it a 2nd and 10 for this Doherty offense.
So Caden, with the 3 main threats so far against this Rampart defense being Solomon Latimer, Jaden Campbell, and Leland Frescas, how do you think Rampart's going to contain this big 3 for the rest of the game?
I think Rampart, after that first half, has a very good understanding of what these players can do, and I feel like they have a very good vision of what they see and what they can do, as that is a incomplete pass with the intended receiver looking to be number 17, which is Nick Rohet. Apologies if I butchered that, but he was the intended receiver, but Max Rain with the Rampart Rams was able to break it up in the air as he was brought down as he was trying to make the catch.
Max has been a great addition to this defense this year, as he did have a role on varsity. It was a smaller role than he's been given this year, but this year he really has executed in physicality, pass decline, and a lot of the long-term run stopping in this great Rampart defense this season.
As Doherty drops back with a long pass out to number 12, which is completed, who is Logan Hutchinson, who has been one of their top 3 people this game, who has been able to come down with a bunch of completions and yards this game.
With him and Solomon so far this game, that is a deadly receiver duo to have executing at such a high level here. That is, I believe, his 3rd or 4th catch of the game, as he should have about 50 or 40 all-purpose yards today.
As there is a pass out to Solomon, who's brought down at what looks to be the Rampart 26-yard line. Do you think Rampart will be able to stop this energetic Doherty offense?
I'm going to be honest. It is fully a part of how much energy Rampart puts back into this game. Rampart, while being a very energetic team as well, as you can see from these amazingly stands right here, everyone is in attendance to this game, it seems like. That energy is matched to this Doherty team. So really, to me, there's no energy boost for either team here.
As that ball was incomplete, intended for number 20, Jaden Campbell, as that ball was a very dangerous pass, as it was thrown behind the line, which could have been brought up by Rampart and brought all the way down for a Rampart ball. But the ball, unfortunately for Rampart, rolled out of bounds.
As now you see Rampart hastily changing their position here to get ready for this play, where Doherty has a 5-out set here. We got number 11 in the backfield, which is their quarterback, of course, Leland. And he drops back, looking to the right, but gets stuffed up the middle and is taken down by 3 Rampart defenders. as that is another big sack for this Rampart defense. Getting pressure has been their thing all night.
As he is taken down at the Rampart 40-yard line, which will make it a 3rd and what looks to be a 3rd and 23 drive for Doherty.
As that was great pressure by the Rampart defensive line there. Also coming in from the linebackers was Damian
Carrera, who has been a very good attack tonight. As it is a quick pass to Solomon, who is taking it. He's at the 30, and he is brought down at the Rampart 33. Brought down for a 4th down.
What an electric tackle there coming from Khalid Ozier. You can see that fire in him after the end of that second half got a little chippy for him, as that was an astounding tackle on someone who is bigger than him. But in that sense, he is not bigger than him there. As now you can see Rampart sidelines hyping up the Rampart Rowdies, getting ready for an electric play right here with a 4th and 23 that Doherty's going for. You got
as it is a pass down to Simeon, as it is incomplete, giving Rampart the ball on the 33-yard line, giving them a very good field position to make another scoring drive.
Another great hold by Rampart's defense. Continuing the success, as we said, was crucial in them winning this game, as they have been nothing but locked down, as the defensive line has put constant pressure on the quarterback, making it very hard for Leland Frescas to really have any room to operate, especially being an underclassman, not having the most experience as a senior would. Getting out of this pressure, or having this intense pressure, has been a big plus for Rampart so far.
As we have a very electric and what looks to be a trick formation huddle play by Rampart, as it is an outside run to what looks to be Carter Leffler,
who is a flag on the play,
who looks to be brought down at the Rampart 36-yard line.
As now you see Rampart Rowdies getting even louder than they were in the first half, as this is a big game. Rampart's going to need their fans to help support them here to keep constant energy and get the advantage in the energy game.
As the ball is being brought back, making it a 1st and what looks to be 1st and 20 on Rampart. As Rampart is setting up another formation trick.
That does not give Doherty a lot of time to set up, and he looks for the pass to a quick number 4, which is Lucas Clinch, but unfortunately does not connect there, as it is just a tad overthrown by Hayden Benoit.
So what do you think is the idea behind this trick setup that Rampart's trying to do?
If I'm being honest, Caden, it's to keep Doherty's defense on their toes. Doherty is a very big and physical defense. But the thing about having a very big and physical defense is adapting to high-pressure situations is very hard in this sense, especially when you have no idea what formation they're going to be in or what plays they could be running.
As it is a handoff to Matthew Ramaka, who seems to be pushing through that pile, being brought down at the 32-yard line, making it what looks to be a 3rd and 11 play for Rampart. Do you think they will be able to escalate and make this a 1st down?
It is going to have to probably be a big play right here. I'm going to say that either a big rush by what looks to be the running back out there, looks to be Matthew Ramaka, but also it could be a big pass to either Riggs Riker, Carter Leffler, like we've seen in the past in this game so far.
As Hayden drops back looking for a receiver, he's scrambling out. As he finds Carter Leffler for the 1st down at the 50-yard line. That is a Rampart 1st down being caught by Carter Leffler.
That's a way to convert right there. As I was just saying, Carter Leffler with an athletic catch, his 2nd of the day in a big-time scenario on a 3rd down, to be able to execute with a tough catch there and an amazing throw by Hayden Benoit. Carries them to promised land there.
As Carter Leffler showing his amazing athletic ability on this offense, showing that he, despite his size, can make a good play, as it is another good rush by Matthew Ramaka brought down at the Doherty 44-yard line.
As we can see now, a little bit of a limp from a Doherty player right there. That looks to be number 0, but he looks to not be wanting to come off. My apologies, number 10, which will be Fernando Felix, but he does not seem to want to come off at this very moment.
As Fernando Felix is coming off of the field, as he barely gets off the field, as it is another handoff to what looks to Matthew Ramaka, who stiff arms a Doherty defender, being able to bring that ball all the way up to the Doherty 31-yard line.
There's been a very big physical advantage in the run game so far for Rampart, being Matthew Ramaka, who is a very big individual in himself, nearing 6 foot at about 200 pounds. And of course we have Camden Bruns, who is a freak athlete at about 6'3", 210 pounds.
As what looks to be an altercation on the side between 21, on Doherty, who is Demarion Simpson, and number 13, James Royer.
This physicality is the name of the game in football. That's what both sides have really displayed tonight. Some good old-fashioned, very physical football that everyone's loved.
As there has been what looked to be a holding call on Doherty, giving Rampart possibly another good field position. And do you think Rampart will be able to score on this drive?
Nothing's going to surprise me now. Rampart really has just been able to execute on offense consistently this half. This half they've been super hot coming out, as we did see with the Zach Barnett run, or the Zach Barnett return, and then also with the Camden Bruns run, and then Matthew getting it in for the touchdown there. Then also coming in this drive with the big pass to Carter Leffler to get us big field position. And then I think that, honestly, I definitely see Rampart having a chance at scoring on this drive.
With there being what looks to be a timeout on the play right now, as the refs are trying to figure out the call for that last flag, as it might possibly be on Doherty or possibly on Rampart.
Looks like whatever they have, they've conversed about it, and they do not call anything. And it turns out a 2-and-1 now will turn into a drop-back formation for Hayden Benoit. Matthew taking it into the right hole, getting the first down.
As Matthew Ramaka is brought down at the 18-yard line, making it a 1st and 10, as this Rampart crowd and sideline is being very electric due to their electric play style in this third quarter.
Caden, how do you think that this Rampart Rowdies are affecting the play here for the Rampart Rams?
I think it's giving them a lot more energy and confidence that they have everybody watching, so they need to make a good play to do something for the fans, for them all coming out today. As it is a run by Matthew Ramaka, who stays on his feet and is brought down at the 16-yard line. As it looks, Matthew Ramaka is limping.
As he does look a little roughed up after the play. You see the trainers and everyone coming after him now, as he does look quite mad. We'll have to see what that transpires to, but they will have to throw Camden Bruns in there, which by no means is a punishment, as he has been the punisher so far today. As now Hayden drops back for what looks to be a QB sneak, as he gains a couple of yards on the play. It looks to be about a 2-6 now, as with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Rampart has been driving, but that might have been the change of momentum there.
So what do you believe happened to Camden Bruns after that play he was on?
Do you mean Matthew Ramaka?
Matthew Ramaka, my apologies.
You're all good. I believe that he got wrapped up and his entire cleat did come off, which could mean that his ankle got contorted in a weird way. As now Hayden's rolling out of the pocket, dropping back for a quick little pass that is picked off by the Doherty defense and is taken out at about the 20, it looks like, is where that pick is stopped. Crowded area there for Hayden Benoit to throw a ball right there to Riggs Riker. Kind of a risky opportunity there, but
I don't blame him for trying to take it. It was a 3 and 6, I believe, right there, as Matthew is still being checked up on the sidelines. But now that could have been definitely the momentum switcher for Doherty right there, as they are now bringing their quarterback out, Leland Frescas, as he, for a sophomore especially, has definitely played a big role this game, as he has been connecting with a lot of Doherty receivers on some big plays.
As we have Doherty, as it looks, there has been a timeout on Doherty, looking to possibly find out a play to get past this Rampart defense, who has been a very good defense, considering the last Doherty drive, they stopped them and had to force them to turn over the ball to the Rampart Rams.
What do you think about turnovers this game so far? How have they played a role?
There have been a lot of turnovers this game. There was one earlier in that first quarter, that first half, that gave Rampart the ball in a very good field position that Rampart was able to score a touchdown on. But also that interception by Doherty gave a very electric feeling to the Doherty fans and the Doherty sideline, which are hoping to make another touchdown or score on this next drive.
As we see Brian Valdez with a nice little run there for a couple-yard gain. As what is the tactic behind the linebackers sneaking in on the play gradually?
So the tactic behind that is to sometimes apply a rush to the offensive line to outnumber that offensive line, as it will make it sometimes a 7v5 on the offensive line if it's a 5-man front, which it also adds extra pressure on the quarterback, who has to get the ball out, who their quarterback passes it down to Solomon Latimer, who we have seen a lot this game, who brings it down all the way at the 36-yard line in Rampart territory.
A good 40-yard reception there. That was the plan the whole time for sure. Send Solomon on a streak and throw it up there and hope he catches it. That was a great play drawn up by the Doherty offense.
As Doherty drops back, as their quarterback is under pressure, as they throw it to what looks to be number 6, who is Theo Kramer, who was possibly hoping for a better spot on that drive.
Did look as if they did have a gain on the play, though.
As the ball is spotted, what looks to be on the 30-yard line.
As a flag is thrown, it seems like.
As the ball is being taken back, giving Rampart the advantage, making it what looks to be 1st and 20 for the Doherty defense, or for the Doherty offense.
Do you think Doherty will be able to come back from this and be able to get them to first down here, back into the red zone?
With how Doherty has been on these long first downs and these long drives, they have not made they possibly haven't made as many conversions as they've been wanting to, considering that their last offensive drive, they didn't make it to a first down and had to turn over the ball to Rampart, as that was a run by what I believe was Brian Valdez, who makes it a 2nd and 14 situation for this Doherty offense.
As you can see, Doherty audibles again. It looks like they do have a play that is set up to try and get a false start and more yardage, as we've seen them try and run it a couple of times.
As Rampart bull rushes in, as that might have possibly been a pass interference, as number 8, Solomon Latimer, who seems very heated after not getting that call.
As number 5, Max Wrighton, really put on good pressure there, but Solomon did think that it was a pass interference call, but the rest did not agree with that.
As this is a big 3rd down situation for Rampart, the sideline getting the stands hyped up for this next defensive play, Rampart hoping to stop Doherty in their tracks and get that 4th down.
It's in a 3rd and 14 now. Doherty drops back.
As the Doherty quarterback is pressured, as he is running out around the outside, who is being stopped before the 10-yard marker, making it 4th in what could be 11 with only a gain of 3 yards on that drive.
And now you think they have to go for it here, being in such good field position right here. You might as well, as you're not losing anything by punting it here.
As it looks like Doherty is going for it on this 4th and 11, which they might be able to get this 1st down, but as it looks to be a false start
on the Doherty half, and it'll turn back. Time for Doherty, putting them back 5 more yards, a 4 and 16 now. An even harder play to make here, as it looks like Doherty will be bringing out the punt team.
As Doherty is bringing out the punt team, as this Rampart crowd is very electric this game, as there is only 55 seconds left in this 3rd quarter, with Rampart hoping to stop and get a touchdown.
No matter when you see Rampart, they'll always have energy as these rowdies bring it everywhere. This game especially, though, as there's a flag called on the play, what looks to be on Doherty with the as a false start on Doherty happens and bringing them back another 5 yards.
Apologies on that. It was a play clock. They ran out of time on the play clock during that play, which brings the ball back 5, which also stops the clock because Doherty doesn't want to waste any of their timeouts in the 3rd quarter, considering that they still have a full 4th quarter left in this game.
As this has been a good game so far, 21-18 Rampart with only 38 seconds left. As you can see, maybe these Rampart rowdies really are getting in this Doherty team's head, as I don't think communication can be great. As a blocked punt, it almost seems like. And it's picked up at about the 30 right there.
As the Rampart Rams get the ball on their own 30-yard line, which is pretty good field position considering how well this offense has been playing this night.
Now, what do you expect to see in this drive from Rampart's offense, Caden?
With how well this Rampart offense has been this 3rd quarter and how electric they will be, considering they get the ball back after this 3rd quarter is over, I believe that they might have a good chance at converting and getting a touchdown and extending their lead.
As it run to Camden Bruns for only a gain of about 3 here. With 24 seconds running on the clock, it looks like they're going to let the rest of the 3rd quarter run out and bring it back. And now they're coming in for the 4th. It does look like they are going to let this clock run out. As these Rampart rowdies are getting incredibly loud here, as you see the Rampart Rams mascot.
As Rampart has a very electric student section and sideline, as they're trying to keep this energy throughout the game to keep this lead going in this game, as they have approximately 50 seconds until they have to go back out on that field.
Do you believe that that the Rampart offense will? Do you believe that my apologies. Do you believe that the Rampart offense will try and run the clock here with a whole 4th quarter to go, or do you think they're just going to go straight for the score here, get their lead up by even more than it already is, and seal this game?
I believe that on this next drive, or actually on this drive that the Rampart Rams have right now, I believe that they will try and score to extend their lead, to make it harder for this Doherty offense to score and catch up back to them to potentially take the lead back from Rampart. But I think after they score, they will try and hold back the Doherty offense and try and run the clock down whenever they can after extending their lead.
And now Camden with a strong run up the middle, bringing it to the 42nd. His first down there.
As Camden Bruns makes another appearance on these drives, bringing back to another first down to his list that he has made this game.
As they look to be bringing Matthew back in, as they also are seeing, we see a set with Matthew and Camden out there. Now Hayden will drop back, hand it off to Matthew on the side. He makes a good move inside for a gain of about 1 or 2 there. Really, this Rampart offense looks like they're about to just run the clock, really.
As this Rampart team brings back out Camden Bruns to play in after what happened to him on the sidelines, as he's being brought out for what I believe is Camden Bruns as the new running back.
They did have to take Matthew off again. That is not a great sign for his ankle, but at least he was able to get back in for another play here.
As Hayden hands it off to Camden Bruns, as Camden Bruns tries to run it outside, but he's brought down by number 12, Logan Hutchinson of Doherty High School.
And now with about a 3rd and 7 to go, you gotta probably pass the ball here and give your offense an opportunity to make a big play, get you into a good position to try and score here, and keep on running down the clock, try and get you guys a good second win of the season.
As I believe that this Rampart offense will try and pass it to either Carter Leffler, who has been a very dynamic player on this offense, or James Royer, who has also been a very good player. But
As
he
this
lobs
pass
it
to
out.
Riggs Riker. Xavier comes down with it at the 41. What a great pass from Hayden Benoit. And an even more spectacular catch from Riggs Riker right over another Doherty defender. As now we see number 73, Jay Sean Cooper, back in the game for Doherty. That is a good sign for him.
As now the ball is spotted in Doherty territory on the 39-yard line, giving Rampart more energy and making it a more electric drive, with them hoping to score on this next drive.
As now we have Hayden back out there, handing it off to what looks to be
Carter Leffler with apologies. That was Lucas Klitsch, who made a very solid run on that play after the pitch from Hayden.
For a couple yards a gain there. It looks like we're going to be at a 2nd and 5 here. As a trick play again from Rampart, as we've seen a couple of those, trying to keep Doherty's defense on their feet, as this is a good, strong-wielded Doherty defense this season. As now they run it off to Matthew, who is unfortunately stuffed at the line.
As Matthew, getting that handoff, slightly fumbled the ball, but was able to pick it up and keep it up, as we have number 12, Logan Hutchinson, who has been a big part of this Doherty defense, being brought out because he might possibly be hurt after that play.
As now he has been brought to the sideline, bringing in number 74 to replace him here. That will be, number 74 will be Chase Xavier. Now sending Hayden Benoit back out there. We got to see what Coach Royer plans to do in this scenario on a 3rd and 6. You got to expect them to try and make another big play here like they did with that 20-yard catch by Riggs Riker, don't you think?
I think that they're going to try and make another big play as Hayden drops back and makes another pass to Riggs Riker, which barely comes up short, makes it 4th and inches, which will mean the Rampart offense will try and convert and make it a first down.
Rampart offense will have to stay out there, but that's what they always want. Another great catch by Riggs. He is definitely over 100 yards of all-purpose today, making a great game for himself, as he also did in the Coronado game, being a key piece of their passing game to win that game.
As Rampart tries to run it up, and it looks that they got past the 30, but they might be a bit short on that first down.
As we're looking now, as everyone's backing out, and we see that he is...
As that was a very good effort by what I believe was Hayden, which could have possibly been a first down, but we don't exactly know yet, as the refs are trying to make a decision.
as they are going to have to bring all their refs in because that is a hard call. It looks to as be right on the line from here.
As they are bringing out the chains to check. This is the first time I have ever seen the chains be brought out in a high school football situation like this, as this is a very close call to the offense seeing if they made the first down or not.
As we see it, as they do not make the first down, that is going to be Doherty's ball heading the other way now. A very unfortunate ending of that fantastic drive for Rampart, but the chains do not lie. It will be Doherty's ball now on what looks to be the 29.
As Doherty is looking to make another great play and possibly score, they only need a field goal to tie the ball game and possibly bring it to overtime. But if they score a touchdown, Rampart will need to also score a touchdown in order to make this Rampart's game.
There's still a lot of time left in this game, folks. A lot can happen in 8 minutes and 30 seconds. As a bad snap turns into a rush that is thrown away by Leland Frescas right there. The importance of offensive line is underestimated. You need a very good snap to transpire a good play there. Unfortunately, that one did not do it for the Doherty offense.
As that looked to be a very low and fumbled snap, which Doherty's quarterback Leland Frescas was able to pick up and throw the ball away to keep them up, as there was no flag call on that, as Rampart did not false start.
As you can see, Rampart getting hyped here and ready for a screen pass to Solomon, who when he takes it up the side, doing a little stutter step to get the first down. Solomon is definitely over 100 all-purpose yards today. He already has 2 touchdowns on the day, and there's a whole quarter to go. He could still get his hat trick and get a third here. With also definitely about 150 all-purpose yards today. Just a great showing from the star receiver.
As it is a 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line for Doherty, as Doherty is looking to make it another first down. As it is a quick bubble pass out to number 7, Brian Valdez, as Brian Valdez brings it to the 40, and he's brought down at the 35, 36-yard line in Rampart territory.
Another good rush from Brian Valdez there, as he has been a premier back today, showing it off, as unfortunately there's someone down at about the 50-yard line. I cannot see the number from here, but this is a very unfortunate looking accident again. A lot of injuries have transpired this game.
As everybody is sitting down and as everybody in the crowd is sitting down now, especially even the Doherty team is taking a knee, as the Rampart Rams are getting water as their teammate is down on the field, as we have head coach Rob Royer and the training staff going to check on him to see if he's all right.
Now we have to see, as the refs are also getting a refreshment break here. Remember, refs are also out here in 75-degree weather with there's clouds now, I guess. It is dark outside.
As that player was Lucas Klitsch, who seems to be limping off of the field, which hopefully his injury isn't that bad, and hopefully he can play next week.
As Lucas Klitsch is a premier receiver for this team, and also a very big piece on this defensive side, as he does play linebacker, I believe.
As without Lucas Klitsch, this defense might be a little off, but I still think that this Rampart defense is still very strong and is able to stop this Doherty defense, as it is a run for loss, as that was Brian Valdez trying to run up the gut, who was unfortunately brought down at the 40-yard line, making it 2nd and 14.
As you said earlier in the game, they really have just started to develop their running game throughout this, as that elite pass game with Leland Frescas, Logan Hutchinson, and Solomon Latimer really has just opened up so much more opportunity for the running game for Brian Valdez and Jaden Campbell.
As it is a pass thrown out to the intended receiver Logan Hutchinson, who was slightly off target to complete that pass.
As now they look to try and complete a 3rd and 14 here, a very tough down to get, but they probably will go for it from my guess after this play, so we will definitely have to see how this play transpires. Looks like they just have Leland in the backfield right now. No running back set, 5 out. Gotta expect a motion here for a jet sweep or a bubble screen here, like we've seen multiple times. As a bubble screen to Jaden Campbell turns into about a 4-yard gain and a stop, making it a 4th attempt.
With this Rampart crowd being very electric, hopefully giving the Rampart sideline and the Rampart defense enough energy to stop this Doherty offense on 4th and 10, as it is 5 out with only 1 receiver, as it is a false start on Rampart. Very unfortunate for Rampart, but very good for Doherty, as it is now only a 4th and 5 situation.
Now 4 and 5 is a lot easier to convert. You have an option of a run play to gain those 5 yards, or any pass play that can also transpire into something great. So Rampart getting really hyped up here as Rampart's sideline is hyping up these rowdies. They're ready to play here. A bad snap to Leland turns into a pass that is caught by Logan Hutchinson and is brung down at the 20.
As there is a flag on the play, which that flag might possibly be a block in the back, a holding, or a pass interference call. But we'll have to wait until the officials call it.
So it looks like they're discussing it right now with 6:39 left in the game. The Rampart's still leading 21-18. Not as much scoring as we saw in the first half, as both defenses have figured out ways to stop these electric offenses.
As it is the 4th quarter, both teams are very tired as they are still trying to play out their opponents, as Rampart is trying their hardest to stop this Doherty offense from scoring and gaining the lead or tying the ball game.
Now, a long discussion here about the flag is definitely taking a longer time than expected, as all 3 officials are talking about it here. Because this is a big decider right here. Rampart cheering, acting like they know something with the flag going. As you can hear those rowdies, man. As now we just wait for the call. What do you think could transpire for this Doherty offense for the rest of the game, Caden?
I think this Doherty offense has a very decent chance at gaining the lead, as it is called an incomplete pass and looks to be a personal foul on Doherty, which I believe gives Rampart the ball. If I'm mistaken, please correct me.
We'll have to see what the call is here. It looks like Rampart's defense is coming off the field, though.
As this will be what I believe is Rampart's ball, as Doherty brings out their defense, and Doherty is hoping to make a stop against these Rampart Rams.
Can we see, we see Hayden Benoit coming out to the huddle, the star quarterback for Rampart this season, hoping to make something happen here as they have 2-back set again with Matthew Ramaka and Camden Bruns here. With a 2-back set, they expect to do something big here.
As they have number 8 Hayden under the center as he runs out to the side, hoping to make a big play, as he does, and he is brought down at in Doherty territory at the 44-yard line.
For a good 20-yard run there. That was an amazing play by Benoit there as he just elevates this team back to where it was.
As this Rampart defense as this Rampart offense has a very electric crowd and a very electric offense, they are hoping to make another drive and score on these next few plays or this next drive, as it is 1st and 10 with Hayden dropping back, hands it off to what I believe is number 32, who is Matthew Ramaka, who is brought down at the Doherty 37-yard line.
As now we see Hayden coming back for the play talk. He looks a little limp in his stance, but should be... Oh, as we see Matthew limping off, as he did seem like he got hurt again, as now Camden's coming back out. That will probably keep him out for the rest of the game. His ankle really is bothering him so far.
As it looks to be that same ankle that is hurting right now, as he's getting it checked out by the trainers. Same with his hamstring too. It might possibly be a hamstring and an ankle, as there is a timeout.
As now we're doing the do-it chance for Rampart right now, but there is a timeout, which I believe was taken by the Doherty side. As now they're getting ready here to continue play.
As Doherty is looking to stop this Rampart offense, as Rampart is in a 2nd and 4th situation, looking to make it a 1st down and move those chains and possibly scoring on this drive.
What do you believe this Rampart offense can do to change their lack of success so far in this later half of the second half?
I think Rampart will be able to connect with all of their players better this drive and this quarter than they did in the first quarter, as in the first quarter they started out very slow and not as energetic. But now in the 4th quarter with 5 minutes and 27 seconds, as they are going into a play formation, as Hayden is in shotgun, hands it off to Camden Bruns, who brings it up for what looks to be a 1st down.
Now Camden with another big rush there to give us to give Rampart, my apologies, the 1st down, as Camden having a big day today, as he really has just exploded in this second half for Rampart with injuries to Matthew Amaka's ankle, as he is still treating that on the sideline.
As it looks, Matthew Amaka might not possibly come back out. It would be amazing if he does, but they don't want him to be hurt any more than he already is. But that was an amazing run by Camden Bruns, who brings it up to a 2nd and what I believe to be his 2nd and 4th.
Camden really is a bulldozing running back, as you see him just tuck his head and he's ready to go right out of that hole that his great offensive line makes for him. As now Hayden's in the under center formation, looking for another run to the opposite side to Camden, where they gain what looks to be the 1st down, but is being fought for as he is fighting most of Doherty's defense.
As he stays up, which is a very impressive athletic ability to have about 6 people trying to take you down and still getting the 1st down for Rampart. As they bring Matthew Ramaka back in, what do you think they did to help him get back into the game?
Well, I did see them giving him a lot of water to hydrate him, and also it was definitely a cramp in his ankle, or that Achilles tendon, as they were rolling it out and stretching it out, making it hopefully feel better for him for this rest of this game with only 4 minutes left.
With Matthew Ramaka in the backfield, they hand it off to Carter Leffler, who jukes a couple guys and is taken down, as there is a flag on the play.
Given by the back officiary here, as now they have to talk about what flag they're going to give on the play.
As it looks, the ball is spotted on, for now, the 18-yard line in Doherty Spartan territory.
And Rampart, if they just got in the red zone again, as the it looks like the play did get taken back, however.
As that might have gave Rampart a disadvantage. As it is brought back to the 33-yard line, which is very unfortunate, which looks to be a 10-yard penalty on Rampart, making it 1st and 20.
It's a very unfortunate circumstance, especially after such great runs from Matthew Ramon and Camden Bruns here. As now they run it off to Camden Bruns again, who does get a little bit of a gain out of the play, but there's a little bit of shoving and pushing after. As James Royer, number 20, and number 23 on the Doherty side, Jason Lewis looked to get in a little bit of a scuffle there on the sideline. As now Hayden Benoit retreating for the play call. What actions can this Rampart offense do to hopefully get over the hump of a 2nd down with 17 yards to go to the first?
Really, what they could do is hand it back off to Matthew Ramaka, which might be a risky move considering that he has been taken off twice. But it is a handoff to Matthew Ramaka, who cuts through the inside, who brings it in for a Rampart touchdown, bringing the lead to 27 to 18 Rampart. Let's see a slow motion of that.
So now we see as we wait for a slow-mo to catch up here. Amazing run from Matthew as Caden called it. What would definitely lighten this Rampart offense up is doing a run to Matthew Ramaka, which then turned it into a great running touchdown. As we watch here as Hayden then hands it off right to Matthew, then he finds a hole, so he jukes right into the hole with a quick first step, takes it the other way, and just outruns the rest of the Doherty defenders, making it a touchdown, making that score 28 to 18 as the PAT was good.
And now Rampart looking with only 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Rampart is looking to stop this Doherty offense, get the ball, and run the clock out so they can secure this ball game, as it is a 28 to 18 lead, which Doherty will need to score a touchdown and a field goal in order to tie, which is very possible in these 2 minutes and 47 seconds left in this ball game. As the Rampart kickoff team comes out and the Doherty Spartans return team is out there returning, who is number 20 Jaden Campbell and number 8 Solomon Latimer.
You see that energy has died off for Doherty at this point with only 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. The Rampart Rowdies really have just taken the energy game to a different level in this second half, hyping up these tired Rampart players.
As it is a short kick to number 20 Jaden Campbell, who looks to be still going and brought down at the 33-yard line in their own territory.
As now we're looking at the offensive unit from Doherty's coming out. A pretty solid game here coming from Leland Frescas here as a sophomore varsity quarterback here. He has had a strong connection so far with Solomon Lattimore, as to be expected with the extreme talent between them both. And also Logan Hutchinson has been our main target of this so far in this game. Let's see if we can continue.
As in these last 2 minutes and 39 seconds, we have the Rampart crowd very hyped up for their offense, as it is a almost dropped pass by Jaden Campbell, who is brought down at what looks to be their own 36, 37-yard line.
As you can see, Justice Derrickson hyping up those Rampart Rowdies, getting that energy even more up than it already is. As it looks now that there was a timeout called for Doherty here with only 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. You got to expect that they're game planning for what they're going to do. They have to score quick, and then they have to get a quick stop for them to have an effective rest of the game.
As there seems to be an injured player on the Doherty sideline, as everybody is taking a seat and taking a knee, as it looks to be a Rampart player who is injured.
As now we're looking as hopefully they're not hurt in a serious way. Now we're looking as everyone has sat down. As we see Braden Valdez warming up with number 24, which will be Brody Wieben, as Braden Valdez, the freshman, was bringing up as the backup quarterback with Damian Deach and Connor Marco being out, unfortunately, today.
As this freshman is a very good quarterback, considering that he is a freshman, which the coaches see a bunch of potential for him, considering that they brought him up for varsity when they're down their 2 other quarterbacks.
That shows a lot of trust in the program. As you see an experienced veteran, Riggs Riker, the senior, talking to Braden Valdez here. Because you got to think that they're warming him up here. As we can see, it looks like 8, Hayden Benoit is being taken off the field with the trainer.
Which is the Rampart quarterback, who will hopefully be all right to come back out for offense, as Braden Valdez might possibly be in for the Rampart Rams' next offensive drive.
This is a big opportunity for this freshman here to show what he's all about and why he's on varsity as a freshman here.
And if Braden Valdez is able to come out and show what he can do as it is a fumble, as Doherty's quarterback scrambling, as it is picked off by what looks to be Peter Richardson, as there is still a flag on the play.
As you can see, Aiden Hutchinson did fumble that ball, and Peter definitely took full advantage of that, taking it right out of his hands. As now we have to just see what the flag call is about. As Hayden looks like he's all good to go right back out there right after this.
It looks like Hayden might have possibly just gotten knocked up on that last play he was in on defense.
Does look to be Rampart's ball now.
As this crowd and this Rampart team is very electric and very excited for these last 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in this game, as one of the refs are talking to head coach Rob Royer and talking to Doherty's coach Dwight Hale.
You see, with only 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, Rampart has the ball and are up by 10. You have to think they have to run out the clock here, I would say, wouldn't you?
I would say that Rampart's best chance of winning in this game is getting the ball and running down that clock, because all they would really need to do is keep the ball out of Doherty's territory and out of Doherty's hands, as it is still Doherty's ball, which is very surprising. That interception might not have been complete, as it is a trips formation by Doherty, as it is a bubble screen out to number 8, Solomon Latimer, who breaks away and is brought down at what looks to be the 45-yard line in Rampart territory.
It does not look like he was dragged out of bounds there, though, as the clock is still running with 2 minutes left. As now we're checking if there's going to be any timeout call here by Doherty, as they only have 2 minutes to go down and score.
As Doherty is in an open formation with one backer, as they put number 8 Solomon into motion, as it is a fumbled snap with 2 flags on the play, as Doherty's quarterback is scrambling around and goes back, fumbles the ball, and it is recovered by number 71.
We do not have a 71.
We do not have a 71 on our roster. Apologies about that. But the ball looks to be taken all the way back 20 plus yards on that play, which it looks to be no foul, which looks to be the foul looks to be against Doherty, but I'm not 100% sure on what that foul was.
I believe there was flags on both sides, and they just declined them both to make it. So this is the final standing for where Doherty is going to be at. with a minute 32 left in this game, Doherty's got to have a big play here.
As it is a 2nd and 31 play for Doherty in a trips formation as Damian Carrera creeps up. Damian Carrera running around the outside as Doherty's quarterback is scrambling as he is looking to gain some extra yards as he runs out at the 41-yard line, giving his team about 6 yards on that play, making it 3rd and what I believe is 24.
As I see Justice Derrickson coming off the field here, as now we have a 3rd and 24 for Doherty here. Now Rampart having to come up with a big stop here, and it's going to be very hard for Doherty to be able to march downfield on this incredible Rampart defense.
And as we talk about this Rampart defense, it is a pass out to number 8 again, who makes a spin move and is brought down at what looks to be the 50-yard line. As number 8, Solomon Lattimore has been a very key asset to this Doherty offense. As there is only 50 seconds left, this Doherty offense will need to get a playoff, a very deep playoff. I believe that they will go for a deep pass on this next play as the clock is stopped with a Doherty a Doherty timeout.
And it looks like this will be the last of Doherty's timeouts with 46 seconds left in the game.
As Rampart is looking to stop this Doherty offense on a 4th and 15 with only 46 seconds left in the game. Doherty might have a chance to make another score, but might not have the chance to come out with the lead, as it might not be very possible, but there's still a chance for this Doherty team to come out on top. As Rampart on the sidelines and in the stands are trying to get very loud for this defense to make a stop, as Doherty is looking to make a very deep play and move the chains. They are trying, as it is a fumbled snap, as Peter runs in and sacks, and this quarterback is sacked, and the clock stops at 40, and there is a flag on the play. But that ball is brought back a lot after that sack. It looks to be on the 33, but there was a flag on the play. As Rampart hoping that this game stays in their favor.
As now with only 40 seconds left in the game, it looks like the officiaries are talking in the middle of the field right now. Rampart getting a little upset on their sideline, telling people to come in. Something is happening. I cannot tell quite what is happening with 40 seconds left in this game right now.
As there was a flag after that sack, which I think makes it 1st down for Doherty, but a very long 1st down, making it 1st in what looks to be 30 for the, never mind, seems to be a 1st and 10 for the Doherty Spartans all the way back on the 35.
As I am confused on what happened on that play for it to be a regain downs of possession here for Doherty.
As this Rampart crowd is very excited.
As it actually looks to be Rampart's ball, not Doherty's ball.
As it is Rampart's ball, they're going to go for the need to run this clock down. They only need 2 plays until they win.
As now let's see what Doherty and Rampart decide to do here, as the knee is put down at first by Hayden Law.
As that clock runs down, that will possibly be and is the last play of the game, and the Rampart Rams come on top with a 28-18 lead against the Doherty Spartans. What a very exciting game this has been for the Rampart Rams, coming on top in this game against a rival 5A school. What do you think about the game?
It was quite the upset for Rampart to pull off here, as all I can think about is how coming into the second half, being down 14 to 18, and then coming out with some of the best energy I've ever seen from Rampart. Really just excelled this game to a whole different level for Rampart, making the final score 28 to 18 after a great return by Zach Barnett, quality runs from Camden Burns and Matthew Amaka, and great throws by Hayden Benoit, and a lockdown defense, not allowing a single point in the second quarter.
And this Rampart defense and offense has been very electric against this Doherty team, who is very good.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Also, for future broadcasts, we have soccer, Rampart Soccer, men's soccer, September 6th. Then coming up after that, we have women's volleyball, September 9th. Important dates to note down if you would like to watch any other of our future broadcasts here in the future. As here comes the Rampart. And that is going to be it for us tonight with KRM Sports Broadcast. I'm Liam Martin.
I'm Caden Reid.
And this is us signing off.